Greetings and welcome, brave citizens of our new world. I am Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terawatt. This is our Layer 3.0, and today is day 6 of our VEDA challenge, VEDA, vlogging every day in April. So right off the bat, we got a lot of suggestions from people yesterday as to the kinds of games that we could play with our Patreon donators, like a game that we could set up as an open world sandbox kind of thing, or an MMO, that we could, play together. Champions Online was brought up. It apparently hasn't folded and is free, so that's definitely top shelf suggestion there. I'm gonna put that on my maybe list. Space Engineers was also brought up, so I haven't played Space Engineers. I think I have it. I'm not sure. It's not terribly expensive, and I know that Space Engineers is very much like Reign of Kings, but in space, in that you build spaceships out of blocks. It's kind of like space Minecraft-ish, and you have a little spaceman and a tiny little one-person fighter that you can fly around, but then you can build large stations and stuff like that out of these blocks, and it's apparently a huge amount of fun. I know some people that had a great time playing it. Minecraft was brought up a bunch of times, but it was also shot down by some of the people that we were gaming with because it's been dropped. It plateaued for a while. It's a huge amount of fun making stuff in Minecraft, but that's basically all you do is either make stuff or break things. There isn't really stuff to do per se. There aren't any objectives or missions or quests that you can go on together, and that's sort of a thing that I want to do. There are a lot of mods for Minecraft, but again, it's kind of meh. Planet Explorers also brought up. I have absolutely no idea what Planet Explorers is like, but I'll look into it. The Old Republic, I also tried playing, but never got into... I was already playing WoW, and I'd already spent so much time and invested so much into it, and was so familiar with that game and its mechanics, that getting started in a new MMO was difficult for me. So, Old Republic seemed cool, but it seemed just like Star Wars Warcraft with less features, and same thing kind of with Terra. Seemed like Warcraft, only everything was sexy and good graphics with less features. It was... Final Fantasy also was like Warcraft, except a billion times more dialogue. Final Fantasy games, my lord. City of Titans was also a fan project that was created to revive City of Heroes. City of Heroes and City of Villains, was a cool concept. I played City of Villains for a little bit, I played City of Heroes for a little bit, but it was very, low grade, low graphics, very simplified. Again, I never got into the later versions of it. I never got to see where the game went, because it was years ago when I tried it. And who knows, maybe City of Titans, if they bring it back and you can play as heroes or villains and you can make little gangs and stuff like that, that might be something really cool to put together and play as a group. Right now though, still the runners-up are, just because I know stuff about them, is Ark, Survival Evolved, or Extinction, because dragons. I know some people that play that and they say it's a huge amount of fun, and really the environment is a lot more dangerous than the other people you're going to run into 9 times out of 10, so it's super fun sort of working together to survive the environment. And then 2, Star Citizen, still kind of my top choice right now because it doesn't really cost anything monthly. In order to play, you just buy a ship. You make an account on their website and then you buy a ship, and the cheapest ships are $40 or something, but that gives you a starfighter, and you have insurance on it, so if anyone blows it up, you can get another one. And you can use in-game currency from jobs you've completed to buy better ships, or you can use real-life currency to buy better ships if you want to. There's lots of really cool features that they're going to be putting into it, but chiefly, not only can you make a group of people online and fly around in a big spaceship together, but you can also go places and do things. There are missions that you can go on, maybe if we get a capital-class ship, people can log out in the ship if they're there, and then they can log in the ship, so we don't have to constantly be going back and picking up people, and then go on a mission, running cargo, or rescuing people, or fighting off pirates, or whatever the game decides to throw at us. Which looks to be a lot of fun. I ran some test missions with Noir a ways back, and it was actually pretty cool. But again, it's still in development, so nearing the end of April, when we start sort of gearing a lot of other things back up again, I'm going to be looking into that again to see where it's at and what their, sort of finish time is. And if it's not looking good, then we might go for something like Ark or one of the other games suggested. On to questions. Are you opposed to shoutouts, let's say, of the birthday variety?
He's Bell.
It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip Bacardi like it's your birthday.
Welcome back, my good man. I was wondering, will you be re-uploading your battle with the Famicom Rider? P.S. I challenge you to a duel. All of the previous videos that we had on our old channel are going to remain on the old channel. We're just going to put them sort of as an archive thing. We're just going to rename that channel Evil Inc. Archives. We're just going to be making new stuff going forward, though I absolutely love that video, and it kills me to leave it behind like this, in a sense. Working with Justin Carmichael was absolutely awesome. And P.S. Come at me, bro. Mac or PC? Really, like, in my opinion, there really isn't one that's better than the other. It just depends on your level of comfort and what you're trying to do with it. If you're trying to do a lot of film editing and you don't know how to use computers, Mac all the way. If you're looking to play a lot of games or you do know lots about PC, then grab a PC. What's your opinion on open source software and or hardware projects? Would any part of your brave new government use such equipment? Yeah, I like open source stuff because it allows everybody to sort of chip in the creation of a project, very much like the modding community for Fallout 4. It's just everyone can throw in their own thing, and people can pick up and use if they want to, but there does need to be a centralized group of people managing all of the incoming information and assistance to ensure that you don't get mucked up with a bunch of people who have no expertise in that particular field, just throwing random crap into your machine. I believe you misunderstood the type of bardic performance I was suggesting. I was thinking about I believe you humans call them a play. Play might work. Are there any plays that you want to see specifically? Dr. Terawatt, the video game. What would it consist of, and who would you like to develop it? Ooh, so we've sort of had this idea of doing a very Scott Pilgrim versus the World type video game that like Streets of Rage-esque side-scrolly, beat 'em up for a while. We've been looking for a lot of people to do pixel art and to do animation and to do programming and whatnot. We have like a basic idea as to what we want to have happen in the story. Above that though, like if I could go absolutely crazy and make whatever kind of game I wanted, I would want to redo the type of game that was made with Evil Genius. Evil Genius was such a phenomenal game, and I want to play it for like a Let's Play so bad, but I don't know if it's going to be very fun to like stream or whatnot. It's just one of my favorite games of all time, and I love it to bits. It's just it's a very like it's a very James Bond 1970s supervillain chic kind of thing. Like all the guys are wearing the little white construction hats and the yellow jumpsuits, and they run around and they build a base for you in a mountain, and you choose where the hallways and all the different rooms go, and you manage your evil organization and the world domination and stuff like that. Obviously a huge amount of fun for me. I wanted to recreate that system but add more to it, and instead of just having like an Evil Genius and James Bond-esque people showing up to stop you, have like a supervillain and superheroes showing up to stop you. Have that kind of game surrounded by Evil Incorporated. And you could even call it Evil Incorporated and have it be that whole thing, right? Another thing might be something like Saints Row. Like, the Saints Row games were super fun before they got really kooky after 3. I think it would be cool to make a game that was like that, where you get to sort of build your supervillain and design or add on their superpowers, and then you're dropped in a city, very GTA style, and you have to fight the police and build an evil organization and fight off like superheroes and stuff like that. Like, I think that'd be really cool. Hey Doc, is Nightshade still around? She bamfed in, tossed the Dreadhawk to the curb, and that's the last we've seen. She's around? I haven't heard from her, but I assume she's about. I don't think she's skipped town. Hey Doc, will you be getting any guests on for VEDA this year, or are you flying solo? I'll have guests when guests show up, I guess. How'd you hear about VEDA? Dan the Video Ninja, who is also doing VEDA, link down in the description, is the guy that brought it to my attention 6 years ago and was like, hey, you should try this. It's going to be super fun. You have to make one video every single day for April. Do you think you can do it? And I started, I think, like 3 days late or something like that, because that's when he brought it to my attention. I thought, this will be really cool, and I gave it a start, and then I ran the 3 days into May to make sure I did like the full run. And it was a huge amount of fun. I had a great time with it, and I'm glad that he brought it to my attention, because every year I do this to sort of prove that I'm still a content creator, that I can still do this, that I can still work hard and be the kind of creator that I always want to be. You have had your fair share of meeting internet critics. Who is your all-time favorite? Here's the thing, I've met a lot of internet critics where, like, you've been sitting next to each other while we were signing stuff, and we've been on panels together and stuff like that, but the only person I think that I've really had the pleasure to sit down and talk with was Justin Carmichael, Juwario. And he was probably the nicest guy you'd meet. You just, and this isn't like, oh, you always say nice things about people who've passed away or something like that. Like, no, he was genuinely a really great guy, and it was super fun working with him. And yeah, he was just a super cool guy, and it is a terrible shame that he passed, because I was looking forward to doing a lot of work with him, because he was just super fun. The other person that I've met who I've had a lot of fun sort of hanging out with, not necessarily, but like talking with and doing stuff with, was Doug Walker. He and I did some panels at G Anime, and he's just like, in general, chill guy. So you're saying that your choice of Terawatt as your new moniker is just because it means a crazy amount of power and has absolutely nothing to do with a certain woman named Tara. Sorry, Doc, not buying it. Well, that's all the time we have for today with regards to questions. And until next time, my brave citizens, I am Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terawatt. This is our Layer 3.0, and I will see you tomorrow on our next VEDA. End of line.